Hey everyone, ready to jump into something incredible?
Always ready.
Good, good. Well, today we're diving deep, no pun intended, into the world of drug discovery.
Sounds fascinating.
It is. We're talking about how AI and quantum computing are teaming up to change how we develop new medicines. You with me?
Absolutely.
Excellent. The star of our show today is QuantumDrug Synth.
You're talking about the AI tool using quantum mechanics.
That's the one. It's like Star Trek in a chemistry lab. Wild stuff. What do you think?
It really is an amazing combination, cutting-edge AI meeting quantum mechanics. It lets researchers simulate how molecules act, like at the tiniest level.
So tiny we're talking subatomic.
Exactly. Imagine predicting how molecules interact in the human body, all before even making them in a lab. That's the potential we're talking about.
Okay, I'm hooked. But, gotta be honest, quantum mechanics usually makes my brain want to check out.
Happens to the best of us.
Can you, break down how this thing actually works? Maybe for, those of us who aren't quantum physicists?
Sure. It starts with data. Researchers feed information about the disease or molecule they want to study right into the system.
So, like giving the computer a problem to solve.
Yeah, exactly. Then the really cool part happens, quantum algorithms. They're like special instructions for quantum computers.
Okay.
It's like, imagine giving the computer directions to explore a hidden dimension.
A hidden dimension. Okay, now you've lost me.
Think of it this way. Regular computers. They're like cars, only travel on roads. But quantum computers, those are helicopters. They can fly over anything, even those hidden dimensions I was talking about.
Ah, so they can, see possibilities regular computers can't.
Exactly. They run tons of simulations, mimicking how molecules might react with each other, or like inside a living cell, like running millions of virtual experiments at once.
No more mixing chemicals for months in a lab, then.
Not quite, but it definitely speeds things up big time. Then comes the AI.
Right, the AI.
It analyzes all that data from the simulations. It's like a detective with superpowers going through mountains of clues.
Looking for that one molecule that's the key to a new drug.
Exactly that. The AI tells researchers which molecules will be most effective and safe, and how they might interact with stuff in the body.
So it's like a cheat sheet for drug discovery.
Yeah, kind of like that. Streamlines everything and gets us closer to new treatments way faster.
This is incredible. But who benefits from all of this?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like everyone, from the companies making drugs to the researchers to, most importantly, the patients.
You're right. It's a big deal for all of them. Imagine cutting drug development time down by like 75%.
Wow. So instead of waiting years, maybe even decades for new treatments, things could move much faster.
Exactly. Think about rare diseases, the ones that are super hard to develop treatments for.
Because there aren't many people who have them and they can be really complicated.
Right. QuantumDrug Synth could change that.
How so?
It lets researchers simulate and understand those diseases, in ways we never could before.
So, like with a new virus, it could help us make vaccines and antivirals much faster.
Absolutely. Being able to develop those quickly can be, well, life-saving when a new disease pops up.
This is all amazing. But I have to ask, are there any downsides, any challenges with this technology?
Of course. Quantum computing is amazing, don't get me wrong, but it's still pretty new. There are hurdles.
Not perfect just yet.
Not quite.
What kinds of hurdles are we talking about?
One is just the fact that quantum computers are, well, expensive to build and maintain. Not every lab has access to one, which means not everyone can benefit. It's an important issue.
For sure. We have to make sure this technology isn't just something only rich people can benefit from.
Absolutely. Another thing is that quantum computers are really delicate. Their calculations can have errors, which can mess up the predictions.
No, we still need to refine the technology.
Yeah, definitely. But, the field is evolving so quickly, we're seeing huge progress all the time.
All of this is fascinating. But it also makes me think about ethics. AI having a bigger part in healthcare raises some serious questions, right?
It does.
Like what?
Like how this technology will impact not only how we find new drugs, but also how we give healthcare, and even how we think about disease itself.
There's a lot to think about there.
There is, and I think that's a good place to pick up next time. Okay, so we talked about QuantumDrug Synth, the good and the not so easy parts. But what everyone really wants to know is how it actually works in the real world, right?
Right. Simulations and algorithms are cool, but I want to hear about what this thing can actually do. Where is QuantumDrug Synth making a difference?
Well, one area is combination therapies.
Ah, yeah. Using multiple drugs to treat one condition. That's got to be complicated, right?
You can be. Lots of diseases, think cancer or HIV, need a multi-pronged approach, because they involve tons of different biological pathways.
Getting the disease from different angles, like a coordinated attack.
Exactly. And that's where quantum drug synth really shines. It can simulate how different combinations will work, not just with the disease, but with each other, too.
You mean it can tell if the drugs will work together or against each other?
Exactly. It can predict if the combined effect will be, like, way stronger than each drug on its own.
So it's not just adding 1+1, it's multiplying the effects.
Precisely. And it can also spot negative interactions where the drugs might interfere with each other or cause bad side effects.
That's got to be super helpful for clinical trials. Weed out the bad combinations before they even get to humans.
For sure. It saves time and resources, focuses everyone on the most promising treatments.
So back to those rare diseases. It seems like this could be huge for those, right?
Definitely. Remember how we talked about the challenges with those? Not enough patients, complex conditions, all that.
Yeah. Makes research tough.
Well, quantum drug synth can change the game.
Because it can run these simulations in a virtual world even without tons of data.
Exactly. It's like having a detective that can solve a mystery with only a few clues.
Wow.
So even with limited patient populations, researchers can still get a better understanding of the disease and use the same tech to design targeted therapies.
So treatments that are tailored to the specific needs of each patient.
Right. Personalized medicine.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So we're not just finding a drug, we're finding the right drug.
And making sure it works safely and effectively. That's what makes this tech so groundbreaking.
So are there actual examples of quantum drug synth being used in this way?
Oh, yeah. It's still new, but some groups are using it to find drug candidates for neurodegenerative diseases. Things like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's.
Those are tough diseases to crack. Any reason to be optimistic?
There is. Early results are looking good. Quantum drug synth is helping researchers explore new angles, finding potential treatments that might have been missed before.
Like opening up a whole new world of possibilities.
Totally. And as quantum computing gets even better, well, who knows what we'll be able to do? It's a really exciting time.
For sure. But, with all this talk about how amazing this is, we have to remember the ethics, right?
Right. As we go forward with this, we need to make sure everything is transparent and accountable, no biases in the data used to train the AI.
So we don't accidentally create more inequality in healthcare.
Exactly. And, we have to be careful about misuse. Like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or bad.
So strong ethics and regulations are key.
Definitely. Everyone needs to work together, scientists, policymakers, the public. We need to make sure this benefits all of humanity.
It's a lot to consider. I mean, this whole conversation has been eye-opening. We're on the edge of a new era in medicine, and technology can help us solve some of our biggest challenges.
I agree. It's incredible to be a part of this. The future is full of potential, and I think if we're careful and think things through, we can use these amazing tools to make the world a better, healthier place.
So we've talked about how quantum drug synth works, how it's being used, and the ethics of it all. But now I want to look ahead, put on our futurist hats. What does healthcare look like with this technology in the long run? What's the big picture?
That's a great question. Well, imagine if finding new drugs wasn't this long, slow process, but something that happened like almost instantly. New disease, boom, treatment ready to go in weeks, maybe even days.
Wow. Pandemics would be a thing of the past.
Exactly. We could respond to anything super fast. But it's bigger than just infectious diseases. Think about personalized medicine. It's already starting with gene testing and stuff, but quantum drug synth could take it to a whole other level.
So no more one-size-fits-all. You get a treatment made just for you.
That's it. Get your genome sequenced, and then bam, a custom drug cocktail designed for you. It would factor in everything: your genes, potential drug interactions, even your lifestyle.
So it would be the most effective treatment with the fewest side effects.
Exactly. And think about it. We could even prevent diseases before they happen.
That's the dream, right? No more just reacting to problems. We're stopping them before they start.
Right. And quantum drug synth could be the key. Analyzing tons of data, simulating all those complex biological things, we could predict what health issues someone might have based on their genes and how they live.
And then step in and stop it before it even becomes a problem.
Exactly. It would change everything about how we think about health.
It's a pretty amazing vision.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem that far-fetched, given how fast AI and quantum computing are moving.
Yeah, it's exciting. But, we have to remember there's still things to figure out, like we talked about, making sure everyone has access and all that.
Right. But what about other things? Are there other things we need to think about as we, move into this new world?
Oh, yeah, definitely. One of the big ones is data privacy. We're going to be using so much personal health data, we need to make sure it's protected. No leaks, no misuse.
That's got to be a top priority. People need to know their information is safe and being used ethically.
Exactly. And we have to think about unintended consequences. Even if we have the best intentions, sometimes technology can do things we don't expect.
So we have to be careful, weigh the risks and benefits.
For sure, this is where everyone needs to be involved. Scientists, policymakers, regular people, we need to talk about this stuff, work together, make sure this technology benefits everyone.
It's a lot to consider. This whole deep dive has been incredible. We went from the nuts and bolts of how quantum drug synth works to, these huge questions about the future of healthcare.
It really has been a journey. That's an amazing time for science and medicine, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And even though the future is always a bit of a mystery, one thing's for sure. If we're smart and responsible, we can use these new tools to make the world a healthier and fairer place for everyone. And to our listeners, stay curious. Keep learning about AI and all the ways it's changing our world. Until next time.